When describing a context or what the situation was, we use past progressive. For example, in this case is the plane was going to Fargo. I use was because it's one plane only. Okay. So we have was going to Fargo. The UFO or the unknown flying object was flying. When we use past continuous, we emphasize on the action. But when we use simple past, we emphasize on the result. So was going to Fargo was flying at 10,000 meters. The pilot noticed. We use simple past because when you detect something, you detect that in an instant. So noticed it was, or it had short wings. The pilot reported the incident. As a result, he described it or the vessel as silver in color. No one else saw the UFO. The UFO was heading north. Was heading is like was going. The Coast Guard saw also 3-wing craft. He was searching for a missing fishing boat.
Recording in progress.
From London to Edinburgh, and he saw a UFO. How can we connect here these two statements? We can connect them with. We can connect here with the expression. If you can help me, remember that we said there are some expressions we can use, like when for simple past, while for past continuous. So we can say he was flying from London to Edinburgh when he saw a UFO. Or we can reverse the order. He saw a UFO while he was flying from London to Edinburgh. So her computer crashed or stopped working. And she was searching the internet. Was searching the internet a couple of hours, and then the computer stopped working, crashed. They were studying. They were studying when a fire started British English in the computer lab. She was printing out her mail. She was printing out her mail, and the printer developed a fault. They were working on the computer when someone switched. I'm going to put here. Switched off or switched on the power. Switch on doesn't look like. Switched on the power doesn't look like very connected. Much better to say off, but well, it is in the text. So when we have two activities and you want to give the reference that one activity is in progress in past, when another activity enters and probably interrupts that interruption is in simple past, and that activity in progress in past is in past progressive or continuous. Do we necessarily need to have one past continuous and one simple past? No. I can have both situations in simple past. For example, number 3, 4, and 5. I can say the pilot noticed that this flying object had short wings. He reported the incident and he described it as silver in color. We are using simple past in both cases. Why? Because there is one action that starts, finishes, another action continues, finishes, and another action continues. When we have a report of actions, we have to use the simple past tense. When we describe the picture, when we describe the context in the past, we can use the past continuous. So the plane was going to Fargo and the UFO was flying at 10,000 meters. So with just that, despite the fact that we have two actions, two verbs, both of them we can use in past progressive because we are just describing the context. Now, that is what is that is a part that corresponds to grammar: simple past, past continuous. Then after this, we had some problem solving. That is just how the structure in some domains are. When you consider COM, we're talking about commercial organization. EDU or AC is about education. GOV, remember in English is V, in Spanish is B. We refer about the government. INT, international, MIL, military, NET is network provider, or any non-profit organization. In the case of countries, AT Austria, AU Australia, CA Canada, CH Switzerland, DE Germany, ES Spain, FR France, IT Italy, and Peru is PE, as we know. So here we have to connect, no? For example, which is which. The UN organization based in Italy is webmaster at fao.org.it. Then I can put that here. That is number 2. The US politician is number 4, Jay Smith. A Swedish charity, Swedish. Number 1. A student at French University. At the French University, EDU here. Oh well, AC. Number 8. A news program on the public broadcasting service in the UK. That is UK. Number 3. An Italian wine cooperative. Rossi. Number 5. A military organization based in the US. That is number 7. And an ISP or internet service provider is, let me see, number 6, the only one by default. Now, write a brief email to a friend describing your course. Your message should always have a question. For example, I'm going to write a model here about that. So clear drawings. Let's continue. It's what is the text of the course called? Okay. The course is, let's say, professional English. Basic level. Sorry for that. When do you have classes? We have classes on Mondays from 10 in the morning to 12 noon or to noon. Next, which subjects do you study? We study technical subjects and grammar. Well, what do you enjoy the most? You can say, well, I enjoy technical subjects the most. because they are related to because they are interesting only. Interesting. It's only a sum. Grammar can be a little complex. A little complex, but manageable. Manageable means manejable. Manageable. During my free time, I enjoy reading and I don't know, science fiction books in English, for example. So you notice that in this text or in this paragraph, I answer the questions that I had for reference. No? What is the course called? When do you have classes? Which subjects or topics do you study? Which subjects do you enjoy, so that you like very much? Which subjects do you like least, so it's not so attractive to you, and why? Why do you do in your free time? Probably why for number 5 I didn't listen. No? Is grammar can be well. I said it can be a little complex, no? A little complicated to study, but manageable. And during my free time, I enjoy reading science fiction books in English. This is what we are going, or what you're going to do as a task on UniVirtual. Okay, on UniVirtual is going to be this. Now, because I don't remember, you had task or no? But connected to this writing, I don't have anything written in my agenda. So I'm going to revise UniVirtual, and if not, I'm going to let you this task number 10. I'm going to copy that. Task 10, page 57. Task to be considered. Now, the internet number 2. Sorry, I'm just progressing with this because the topics that we have here are not so necessary to be covered in long time. The internet is a tool that we use most of the time, that we have always used, and those are connected to what links to press whenever we need to access to certain information, or we need to get some information. Now, in reading web pages, we have the news, sports, entertainment, and education. And just by simple look or inspection, we had to decide which is which. No big deal with that. Huh? The comedy capers, they main is about entertainment. The Earth is about, in this case, education. Dinos. Sorry, the Earth, now creatures emerging from the deep sea, is news. Dinos is about entertainment. Sorry, what am I saying? Education, and champions about sports. So just like that. According to the text, they mention directly what they are connected to. CNN, news, favorite sports, keeping your favorite band, finding out exhibitions, entertainment, and you can study school or college education. Okay. Now, whether to locate each part, for example, what you can link in order to access to different kind of things is just for you, for simple inspection. No big deal here. Listening, browsing, I'm going to share with you the audio by UniVirtual. No big deal. It's just the description of the title bar, the menu bar, the toolbar, the address box, and the links. This is the grammar or the structure part, where it says the ing form. The ing form refers to the use of present participle. They normally in books they prefer to call this ing form because it's the simplest way to call this. But the form of the verb is the present participle form. Normally, we are very connected to past participle because we use that in passive voice, we use that in present perfect, past perfect, and in other type of grammar constructions. But the ing itself is the present participle, as the form of the verb is present participle. It can be used as gerunds. For example, gerund is the function. And the gerund function corresponds to when you want to give the category of a noun to a verb. For example, if I say swim, to swim, I like to swim, yes, but apart that you like to swim or swimming, you can also say that swimming as an exercise, as an activity, is a very complete exercise. So swimming with double M and ing made the reference of that action, that verb, but as a noun. And that is what we call a gerund. The gerund is the nominating a verb itself. Nominating a verb itself as a noun, as an activity, not as an action. So we have that here. When they say keeping up with your favorite team is easy on the web, or by visiting the site, you can pick up the latest news. Or I like reading, or I like playing soccer, for example. Now, we can use this present participle or the ing form of the verb in two principal circumstances. One, when we make reference about the action as a noun or as an activity, and the second, after prepositions. In the first part, it happens when it is connected to some specific verbs. For example, like, love, hate, etc. Expressing likes or dislikes. Now, we have to complete each gap here or each blank with our verbs in simple with ing form. Let me see. They say, we have to use this verb: back up, become, enter, find, keep up, learn, link, receive, select, send, and use, so that we can express these ideas. Let me put this a little larger for you. Okay, there I have. So we can say, with the latest news on your favorite team is easy on the web. So what is the action? The action in this case is keeping up with. Keeping up with. With is there. So keeping up well. Keeping up is to maintain yourself informed. Estar al tanto. That is keeping up. Now, one of the most useful features or characteristics of the internet is this and this. So could be writing and sending, or sending and receiving. What do we have? Keeping up so far is used. Keep up. Different color to notice this. Keep up. Okay. Then, what about the email? Could be receiving. Okay. Sending and receiving. Let's use that meanwhile. Sending and receiving emails. Next, the grandfather father-son method is one way of storing. Well, backing up could be. Backing up your documents. Fiber optic cable can be used for linking, connecting computers in a network. Selecting, finding, no. Linking. Okay. Search engines are types of information on the web. Finding information on the web. Number 6, a keyboard is the commonest way of entering data into a computer. So using a keyboard is the easiest way of entering or inputting. What do we have here? Enter. So entering data. Number 7, audio and video attachment is possible with mail. Linking audio and video attachments is possible with mail. Okay, linking is a possibility. Becoming now, selecting audio. Mhm. Okay, so here linking could be. Linking sounds better. Next, number 8. A programmer means being a programmer. Being, no, I don't have being, but we have becoming. Well, sounds similar. Becoming a programmer means what? Knowing, but no is not possible to use with ing. But means learning. Learning, yes. Means learning a number of programming languages. The white pages are for finding email addresses. Finding or locating. Finally, an option in a menu, selecting an option from a menu. And there you are, that all these verbs are connected to the context itself, but in the ing form. Why? Because in all the cases, we refer to the activity of doing that. So you say keeping up, sending emails, receiving emails, backing up your documents, linking computers, finding information, using a keyboard, entering data, linking audio and video attachments, becoming a programmer, learning number of programming languages, finding email addresses or information, selecting an option. In all the cases, we made reference of the activity. And this is the end, I think, of this topic here. Let me see, mouse. No. One way to use the ing is right after a preposition. For example, here, the use of the preposition by. How do you draw pictures on a computer? By using graphics package. How do you find a website? By, we can say, by using a search engine. For example, Google. How do you select an option from a menu? By using a mouse. How do you move rapidly through a document? By scrolling on it, or by using the scroll tab. No, by using. Okay, could be. How do you return to your starting page of the web? By clicking on the home icon or the home button. Next, how do you store your favorite sites? By adding them to favorites. Because it's American English, favorites. How do you share ideas with other internet users on a subject you're interested in? By joining a news group. How do you increase the speed of your computer? By adding RAM memory or cache memory. How do you send voice and text messages to other internet users? By attaching these via email. How do you end a research on a web? By clicking on the stop button. How do you move the cursor around the screen? By using a mouse or by using the arrow keys. So it's very simple. The only new thing is the use of the preposition by doing this, by doing that. Clear drawings. Now, they say there are some kind of cases where they say connect, for example, what web pages you recommend to people who want the latest scientific developments. So, scientific developments, Birkar, Carlanche, Enter, PCAT, no money word, newscientist.com. Newscientist.com is the one. What we need to remember is that how to address these kind of web pages. For www, you can announce this like www, or you can just say www. Okay, that is the way to address that. Remember, something else is triple, or www. The other kind of thing is how to express the point. No, the point for web addresses or for emails is called dot. You know that. Just in case if we need to have or we need to say the email, we have that symbol, and that symbol is at, no? What we call arroba. So then other things to consider are this, for example, apart from at, we have this, that is slash. And in some situations, you can say double slash. Double slash. The other direction is backslash. That is, what else can we use here? Yes, that is. So we have, for example, the latest scientific developments, www.newscientist.com slash. So that's the way that we have to say or read web addresses or emails. Clear drawings here, and we finish with this topic. Then after this, we have to jump to programming. Programming is 19 databases. You have the book. The book as a referential text for English vocabulary connected to technical subjects is really interesting. Now, everybody of you studied programming the first or the second semester. Don't remember very well, but there is a common thing or a common procedure when programming. That first you need to establish the plan of your program or the structure of your program. In order to achieve that, we use normally a flow chart like the one that we have here, where we have different blocks connected one to each other. So whenever we do or perform some program, we need to structure the program itself. Working pairs and the stages of the programming is 1 to 7, where 1 is analyzing and defining the problem to be solved. Number 3 is coding. Coding is when you start writing the language program itself. But before coding and after analyzing, we need to do something. Notice that we are making reference of the actions by the use of ing because we refer to the activity. So this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do in 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. Yes, 2 minutes. You're going to put the corresponding stages: training the users, testing, designing the program, documenting in the appropriate order. So let's go. How many people are you? 38. So could be group of threes. Groups of threes. Okay, there we are. So we are going to do this. I'm going to ask you to join these groups. As you're going to be there doing, just a couple of minutes, some few minutes, because it's no big deal for you. Then we are going to check. We are going to try to cover most of it. We don't have much time. At 11 o'clock, I'm going to start with the evaluation today. The evaluation today has 2 parts: the written part and the oral part, as usual. So this is going to be a very short task, please.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Now let me see. Let me see. What is the text here? Programming. Let's check share screen and the results. So far, the first part is analyzing and defining the problem to be solved. What about the second part? The second part is connected to anybody?
Yes, teacher.
Sí.
To letter C, designing the program. Designing the program, correct. Then we start coding. Designing the program is how you structure the program using your flowchart. Then we start coding. What else?
Then we
Testing.
testing.
Testing. So,
Yeah.
okay, testing the program, how it runs. Then as we receive positive results, then we start training the users or documenting. Documenting. We need to put that into a document, and this document is going to be spread among the users. But those users, they will need to have some training users. And finally, we are going to obtain the feedback from them. No? That is the principal part. Now, clear drawings. Yes. There is some listening with the flowcharts that I'm going to share on Univirtual. That listening corresponds to for task number 4 and 5. Then we are going to, or you are going to read as a task, you are going to read about the types of errors, and in order to write the definitions of them. types of errors. The language word that we have in this unit is connected to problem and solution. For example, the use of you can give this solution by doing this. So for example, you can connect a computer to a telephone line by using remote by installing a modem. You can connect a computer to a telephone line by installing a modem. That is the solution. Or in other cases, you can say different column by installing a modem 1G. Or you can also say to connect a computer to a telephone line, comma, install a modem, no? As simple as that. So we can use any of these two forms in order to establish problem and solution. What is the problem? The first part. This part is the problem. To get rid of logic errors or you can get rid of logic errors. What is the part of the solution? By hand testing or hand test the problem. Okay, that is the part of English. Not very complicated, fortunately, for our situation or circumstance that we need to have the second hour for evaluation. But that is the way. Now, I'm going to stop here with the drawings. I'm going to ask you to prepare your cameras, turn them on in order to start. The evaluation is going to have 25 minutes exactly. So we can even start at 11:05 in order to get it ready for 11:30 to close automatically. So let me set it for you. Stop sharing here. And please activate your cameras, get ready with the appropriate things in order to start with the evaluation. 25 minutes for the written evaluation, and the rest of the time is for the video that, as you know, you're going to send it via mail, okay? So closing here, not to have any complications. I'm going to minimize my image temporarily until releasing the exam, not to have any problem with the wideband. In your case, turn on your cameras, please.